Hey, shalom everyone, this is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehuda Ben Shomer, and you are watching the Ponderings of the Perkei Avot. Today, we are in chapter 4, verse 1, which states, Ben Zoma would say, "Who is wise? One who learns from every man." As is stated in Psalm 119:99, "From all my teachers I have grown wise, for your testimonials are my meditation." Who is strong? One who overpowers his inclinations. And what he means by his inclinations is his lust and his desires to do what is wrong or to do what is evil, to do what is carnal, to do what is according to the flesh and not according to God or his word or his will. As is stated in Proverbs 16:32, better one who is slow to anger than one with might. Better is one who rules his spirit than the captor of a city. So somebody who has good self-control and can control his own will is better than Rambo, better than a one-man army that can take a whole city single-handedly. That's power. That's pretty powerful. Who is rich? One who is satisfied with his lot. I'm reminded of the words of, I think it was Rav Shul, says, whatever state that I am in, I've learned to be content. I know what it means to be hungry. I know what it means to be satiated. I know what it means to be rich. I know what it means to be poor. But in all circumstances, I found the secret to contentment, and that is just being satisfied with what I have. And that's a major paraphrase from the Apostle Paul, Rav Shaul. But it says, who is rich? One who is satisfied with his lot, as is stated in Psalm 128, verse 2. If you eat of the toil of your hands, fortunate are you, and good is it to you. Fortunate are you in this world, and good it is to you in the world to come. And finally, who is honorable? One who honors his fellows, as is stated in 1 Samuel 2:30. For to those who honor me, I accord honor. Those who scorn me shall be demeaned. Now, I really like the first part of this passage. Let's read it in again. It says, Ben Zoma would say, who is wise? One who learns from every man. I really like that phrase, and I really like that saying, and I kind of want to hone in on that for today's Perkei Avot. It tells us that we can learn lessons from every man. We can learn lessons from anyone, even and especially our enemies. And that's what I think is so awesome, and that's what I think is so cool. This reminds me of a story that the late Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach, he was known as the singing rabbi. He told a story about an atheist, and he said that atheists are more holy than most religious people. And people who heard the story or heard that statement was pretty taken back. How can an atheist be more holy than a Torah-obedient Jew or a Torah-obedient person or what have you? So he said that the reason that atheists are holy people is that they don't have the excuse of saying, "Oh, I'll pray for you." Because a lot of times when you encounter religious people or believers and you run into them and they have problems or issues and you share prayer requests, you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll pray for you," and you walk away. And how many people follow through with that when they say, "I'll pray for you"? It just seems like that has become just kind of an excuse statement, a get out of the conversation quick statement, to just kind of gloss it over and make the other person feel better. But how many people really go back and pray and ask God and petition God for whatever this person's issue is? He says that atheists can't fall back on that. When they run into a problem, when they run into an issue, when they run into a need that somebody has, they can't pray and call on God. Therefore, it's up to them, and they must do it themselves. They must do whatever they can do that is within their power to help that other person, because they don't believe in a supernatural being that they can ask for help or petition for help. So a lot of times atheists will actually do rather than just do nothing. And a lot of times religious people will pray, and that ends up being nothing, because that's just an excuse not to act physically. That's an excuse not to do something monetarily or do something within your power to be able to help that other person. So atheists don't have that recourse. And as the saying goes, actions speak louder than words, right? So you can learn, again, it says, who is wise? One who learns from every man. So Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach learned from an atheist, learned from a person that didn't even believe in God. And sometimes God uses our enemies unknowingly to be able to teach us things. So even Satan, even our adversary, even the devil, even the enemy can teach us something through the trials and tribulations that God allows him to put upon us to test us. So we can learn from virtually anyone, and especially try to learn lessons from your enemies. So the rest of the passage praises the virtues of an inner life, and through this we find power, peace, and contentment. You may be like the Incredible Hulk and be able to bust through walls, but what good does that do you if you can't control your temper and have to pay for the wall you just broke through, right? And as Yeshua the Messiah says, what good is it if you gain the whole world but lose your own soul? You may be as rich as Bill Gates, Donald Trump, or the Rothschilds, but yet ending up dying with nothing to show for it, ending up dying and selling your soul to the devil. Matthew 16:26 says, what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? And as I mentioned earlier, Rav Shaul said that if you have food and clothes, be content, according to 1 Timothy 6:8. And Rav Shaul says, I've learned that in every situation, I've learned how to be content. And then finally, it says, who is honorable? One who honors his fellow. And I liken that unto what Yeshua said in Matthew 7:12. He says, do to others as you would have them do to you. So this is just so ridiculously simple, these concepts, yet so extremely hard to do. But if you can swing it, you'll be much happier and much better off. Thanks for watching. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at abrahamsdescendants.com.